our Lord Deku has finally received his long-awaited rest on the 7th day of the week that should be called Sunday. Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome to another My Academia chapter review from yours truly, Akib. This time around is chapter 327 that has been released. This chapter was a very wholesome chapter, to say the least, compared to the last few chapters, as the previous chapters, when everything was on the edge and chaotic. But now here in this chapter, everything has kind of shifted to a now quieter environment, as now the students are back to their dorms. But let's just say the homecoming of Deku arriving back to his dorm started off very fast-paced and chaotic a bit, with the boys of Class 1A dragging Deku through the hallways to the dorm shower. We see here the fast pace and movement of the boys stripping Deku off of his clothes, tossing him head first at a bath of water, while we see the other boys like Kirishima, Deki Kaminari, and Mineta, and a few other more boys stripping themselves to get inside the water. And as that was happening, well, let me bring up this first. Remember when the whole fandom went crazy over the fact if Mineta was bi or not, after confessing his thoughts on Deku a few chapters back? Well, we'll just say that this panel might bring up more controversies on Mineta's preference, as you see Mineta here grazing on Deku's legs on his freaking face. And the face that Mineta was making literally has a freaking phrase down bad written all over his face. In this bath scene, we also see the likes of Tokoyami, Sato, and Bakugo. We see Bakugo here invited himself to this group bath, all the while trying to reconcile with himself on his ambitions and try to be respectful to Deku, which he attempts to call him by his first name, Zuku, which there he's pretty much forcing himself to say it, to which obviously one of his classmates pointed out to him for doing that, which I do have to give credit to Bakugo here for keeping true to his ambitions, but turning on a new leaf to open up to Deku and to his fellow classmates. Now then, sometime later, Deku gets dressed and asks someone about Chako's whereabouts, as Asho tells him she went to go sleep after the protest situation had died out, after she put herself out there for Deku's sake, convincing the public to let Deku in to rest in UA. After telling that, Asho asks Deku about the whole thing about the power one for all, and once she mentions that, the other students start asking a barrage of questions towards Deku, and that's where Big Bro Todoroki steps in to remind his fellow peers the things that Deku's been through, and to hold off the questions and let Deku rest. After that, Deku thinks about All Might, which they both had a fallout, which resulted in Deku losing contact with him, until apparently All Might was behind a window, as Todoroki pointed out that he was actually there. All Might apologizes to Deku for dragging him down, and apologizes to the rest of the class for being reserved towards them during these circumstances. While talking about this, Deku interrupts, saying to All Might that he likes the bento box that he made for him, and it wasn't All Might's fault for him being in bad shape later on. And Deku proposes that they'll protect everyone together, which puts a smile on All Might's face, replying thanks to Deku. After that talk, All Might leaves the UA dorm. Not long after, we see Deku, who's seen passed out in the couch, as we see Big Bro Todoroki covering Deku with a blanket. As that was taken care of, Jirou remembers what Todoroki said about there are some evacuees who still respect him as a hero. Jirou wants to show positive vibes to be sought among the evacuees, as she brings everyone together: Tokoyami, Momo, Yaozu, Deki Kaminari, and Bakugo of all people. Where's dragging Bakugo into this mix? Having to do that to Bakugo? That's pretty much like character development right there. Hearing what she had to say, Todoroki agrees with what Jirou just said, and says that they'll continue to move forward to better themselves as people and go beyond. As we see this wholesome image of the Class 1A students surrounding a sleeping Deku with proud smiles of determination on their faces, as it transitions to Hawks and they were talking to each other through communicators, both of them discussing on their plans to make the first move against Jiraiya and All For One. Which stated about Hawks, they have approximately a month to make an attack. And as stated about Hawks, through testimony of an assassin Deku captured, there's news that the villain All For One is waiting for his body to recover so he could take the power one for all. And from Endeavor's side, we see that they're surprised to hear the news that the hero killer Stain provide information from the Tartarus prison's guards' records, which the letter was supposed to be read only for All Might to read. Nevertheless, it was crazy to believe that hero killer Stain will go out his way to help the heroes, with him must having a motive which directs towards his true intentions. What could that be and why? As of now, we have to wait and see until the next chapter and so on, as My Academia chapter 327 ends there. With all that wrapped up, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give this video a like, and if you want, consider subscribing to my channel for more My Academia manga content, and follow my Twitter down in the description below at Akib, and see you all next time in my next video. Peace.